Hello, Sagittarius. Welcome to Intuitive Gems. My name is Desiree, and I will be doing your money, wealth, finances, prosperity, and abundance reading for the month of July 2020. If this is your first time catching one of my videos, I do want to say welcome, and I invite you to subscribe because I do these readings each and every month. And I would love to share your money message with you. For the readings this month, I'll be using the Groovy Weight Tarot deck. This is a really fun deck. I think you're going to love it. I will also clarify with my Radiant Rider-Waite Tarot deck, as I always do. And then, Sagittarius, I will close out your reading with a Goddess Power Oracle card. So let's go ahead and get right into it. I know all of you know that I read jumper cards, so that's why this card is already here. So what do we need to know for the sign of Sagittarius as it relates to money, wealth, finances, prosperity, and abundance for the month of July 2020? What do we need to know? For the sign of Sagittarius. Okay. All right, Sag. So I can tell you, you're going to get a message as it relates to your work, probably in the first week of July is what I'm seeing here. As we move into July, look for some information coming your way. Look for some news or an announcement of some sort. And I say that because we got the Page of Wands here. It's going to be something good, so don't stress it. But you do have some news and information coming in as it relates to your work. Now, we also have the Nine of Swords here in the reverse. That's really good, because that means whatever it was you were worrying about, stressing out, whatever was keeping you up at night, that excuse me, situation is going to be resolved in some way, shape, or form, or you decide to process internally how you're seeing something and you're not allowing it to affect you negatively anymore going forward, right? You've released the fact that maybe there's something you can't change. Maybe you've kind of resolved to just accept circumstances and people as they are, and so they no longer affect you with a negative way. Whatever the case may be, this is good. It means that you're not allowing something to worry you, to stress you out, okay? Next, we have the Seven of Pentacles. Now, this is a really good card because it shows that there's not going to be a whole lot of change as it relates to your work and your workflow, your customer base, your client base. It just means that things are probably going to be very, very stable for a while. Yeah, it's not exciting. It could even be boring at some, some times. But the good thing is that you do have the work there, and you do have the stability of it. Even though it's boring, even though it may not necessarily be what you want to be doing right now, just know that the work is there if you want it and if you need it. And that's really, really good, because that means you're not going to have to be, stressing and scraping to get by. It's like, no, the work's there. You can do it if you choose, and if you don't choose, well, it's still going to be there. It's not going anywhere. Now, we also have the Ten of Pentacles here. This is all about group work, collaboration. It's also a card that talks about you kind of joining together with someone and kind of working towards a common goal, kind of having similar ideas, really connecting with the right people in a group setting or a group project. And this is something that's probably going to be very good for you. It may not be something that you thought you would see yourself doing, but at the same time, it's still going to be beneficial for you. It's still going to be profitable for you in some way, or it's going to teach you something new. You're going to learn something new. You might network and make some new connections that will prove themselves valuable later on. So this is very, very good. If you have the opportunity to work on a group project or join a new group, really consider doing it, because it's definitely going to benefit you. Now we also have the Eight of Pentacles here in the reverse, which is very interesting because here we see the work is pretty stable. It's not going anywhere. But then we go here and we see your workflow slowing down, right? This means that you may not have as much work. It's like you have the work there, but maybe you don't have as many clients. Maybe you don't have as many customers. You know, whatever the case may be, this is just going to be some fluctuations that you're going to have to deal with, and you're going to have to, you know, manage to the best of your ability. It's not something that you can control, but it is something that is going to affect you. So just be prepared for that and just be aware that that's what's going on, okay? It's not anything bad. It's not anything good, really. It's just kind of neutral. Now we also have the Ace of Pentacles here. This means if you are thinking about starting any new business ventures, you may want to either put it on hold or maybe do a little bit more research before you actually launch. The Ace of Pentacles in the reverse also talks too that if you did start something new, you may kind of see a little bit of slowdowns here and there. You may see some stop and go, or you may just see that things are just kind of taking longer than what you had expected. Okay, and there could be maybe some things hindering the process. It doesn't mean that the project is done, you know, altogether. It just means that things are going to just be moving along and progressing at a much slower rate than what you had planned. Finally, we have the Nine of Wands here. Now, this is a good card to have in the reverse because it means that you are having these feelings of feeling maybe defeated, maybe feeling discouraged, and you're starting to kind of come out of that, okay? You're really starting to move forward and let that go. I'm really getting the sense that this first week of July for you, Sagittarius, is more about you kind of just not being so reactive to what's going on and not really being triggered or being provoked or being, you know, so reactive to things that you can't control. It's almost like you kind of have this power to remain balanced and to remain stable in the chaos, I guess, or in the unknown circumstances. And it's like you're not allowing yourself to really be affected by those things that you just can't control. And I'm feeling like that's the message here. It's like you're doing a really good job, Sagittarius, of just kind of being, you know, mindful of what's going on, but at the same time, it doesn't totally knock you off your game. So this is really good. It's almost like you're just kind of going through a period of growth and a period of realization that, hey, it is what it is. I do what I can, and I don't stress about the rest. And I think that's a very good attitude to have, especially as we move into this new month. Okay. So what else do we need to know for the sign of Sagittarius as it relates to money, wealth, finances, prosperity, and abundance? For the month of July 2020. See you. Okay. What do we need to know for the sign of Sagittarius? Nice. Okay. All right, so Sagittarius, as we move into the second week of July, you can expect it to be a roller coaster of things happening. You know, you're going to feel, from what I'm seeing here, you're going to feel a little all over the place, but this is actually a good thing, right? We got two very positive cards here, and then you're going to be making some choices, and you're going to be going through some communication stuff here. But let's go ahead and start with the Two of Cups. Now, this is in the reverse. We also have the Four of Pentacles in the reverse. Now, Two of Cups in a reverse. this could be a separation, maybe leaving a job. It could even be a personal relationship. It could be you just really separating from something that you love, unfortunately. And it's not because you don't, not love it, but sometimes circumstances kind of force us to have to make choices. And so we have to gracefully step back from something. And I'm feeling like that's what this is about here. Now, I'm feeling very strongly like this is something work related. Maybe you tried your best to stay at a job, but they're just not meeting your needs in some way, shape, or form. So you're deciding to move on. You're deciding to look for something else somewhere else, especially as it relates to your money. You have goals, you have results that you're trying to create. And if this is not working, it's not because these aren't good people. It's not because this isn't a good company, but it's just not a fit for you. And maybe regretfully, you have to make this decision to move on. Now, again, this could be professional, but it could also be personal. You're going to have to apply it to your own situation. We also have, like I said, the Four of Pentacles in the reverse. Now, this is talking about money. You're just, you making this choice to either move on or to gracefully walk away is definitely going to allow you to kind of have more flexibility with your income, right? You may not have to be so tight with the budget. You may find that now you have a little less expenses, or maybe your costs go down in some way as a result of this decision. You may also find too that now you just are free and you don't have to stress about money as much. Maybe you're starting to find like, I was spending all this money for something and now I realize I don't have to do that anymore. So this is a good thing, okay? It may feel like a difficult choice in the beginning, but you will see that as time goes on and as things progress, it's definitely a financially positive move that you made here. Now, we have the Four of Cups here. Now, the Four of Cups are talking about things being presented to you, offers coming your way. They may not necessarily be the best fit, right? Sometimes you have things showing up for you and you're just like, that's not it. Something else shows up, that's not it either. Okay, it's okay to say no, and it may be a little frustrating because you feel like you've been waiting so long, you've been doing so much, and things just are still not showing up for you in the way that you want. You're going to have to trust that this is all part of the process. This is not going to last forever. And sometimes you're going to have to wait it out. Sometimes there's nothing more that you can do. You just have to keep plugging along, keep doing what you can do, and be positive in the event that these things are showing up and they may not be the perfect fit. And it doesn't mean there's anything wrong with you. It doesn't mean there's anything wrong with the offers that are coming. But and you're going to have to trust that, yes, you will eventually get what you want. Now, we have the Seven of Wands here. Now, this is all about strained communication. Be very, very careful when you speak with people because sometimes people will have selective hearing. I'm sure we've all dealt with that in one way or another. And you're going to have to just be very, very clear to communicate and mean what you say and say what you mean. Now, this is very important as it relates to work in your business because, like I said, some people will have selective hearing. Some people will just flat out misunderstand you. So be very, very careful when you are communicating and get everything in writing if that's possible. That way there's no confusion on either side. Now, let's get into our positivities here. This is exciting. So you're going to feel like things are kind of trudging along once we hit the second week of July. But look what we've got here. We've got the Nine of Cups and we've got the World card. Two very positive cards here. This is the Wish card. Whatever it is you've been hoping, wishing, praying, waiting for, you're going to start seeing signs of it show up in that second week of July. This is very exciting. Get ready. We also have the World card, which means the end of a cycle. It also means, too, that literally the world is showing up for you in unexpected positive ways. You're going to be, with people, you're going to be in circumstances and situations that really just kind of work. You know, things are just going to kind of flow in the way that you need them to. So just know that probably the first week and a half of July, it's going to feel kind of weird and like maybe all over the place. But once we kind of get into the end of the second week, moving into the second half of July, things are really going to start turning around, okay? Things are really going to start shifting in your favor. Things are really going to start being much more positive and much more guided in a way that feels right for you, Sagittarius. All right, so what else do we need to know for the sign of Sagittarius as it relates to money, wealth, finances, prosperity, and abundance for the month of July 2020. All right, so you definitely have some information coming through once we hit the second half of July. You're going to get some news and messages here. Eight of Cups, you're going to be walking away from something. I think that just confirms what we talked about here. Two of Cups, where you're going to be gracefully backing away from something or someone. Once we hit the second half of July, you're going to see that you're walking away, you know, no regrets, no apologies. You're done. You know, you're ready to cut something or someone off. And you're pretty solid in that decision. You have no hesitation. It's done. Next, we have the Ace of Pentacles in the reverse. Now, again, we had that same card here. Remember, there's going to be some stop and go as it relates to something new, some new project. There may be, you know, things are just not moving as quickly as you would like. It's okay. You know, be okay with things going slow. I said it in another reading. Slow does not mean no, okay? Just because things are not progressing as quickly as you would like doesn't mean things are not happening beneath the surface. You're going to just have to trust the process, however long it's going to take. Now, next we have the Magician. Sagittarius, this is you. The Alchemist, someone who literally can take any situation and manipulate it for his or her own benefit, right? You have everything you need in order to create the life that you want. You have everything you need in order to create the income and the lifestyle that you want, okay? Don't ever doubt yourself. Don't ever think that you need this, you need that. Sure, there's going to be things that could make the process a bit easier, but I'm here to tell you, if you look and make the decision to prosper where you are planted right now, you're going to see that you're literally sitting on an acre of diamonds. Are you guys familiar with that story? I invite you to look it up. It's called Acres of Diamonds. And it talks about an African farmer who went searching for diamonds only to find that he literally was sitting on acres of diamonds. So it's a very good story. It's a very powerful business lesson. And if you're not familiar with it, I invite you to look it up. Next, we have the Ten of Pentacles in the reverse. Now, again, we had this card, where was it? Here. We're talking about group projects here. Once we hit the second half of July, you may find that you are going to, you've kind of gotten all you needed from the group project, and now you're ready to kind of do something on your own, or maybe the group project just doesn't work for you. Whatever the case may be, it's nothing to really stress about. It's just that you probably are going to find that you don't necessarily need to work in a group to achieve your goals or to create what it is that you're working on. So, you know, that's fine. You have everything you need. Don't ever forget that. And like I said, we've got some information, some news, some announcements coming up related to money, and also Page of Swords. This is an announcement of something being eliminated, something being stopped, something being taken away, something being cut off, okay? Just because something is being removed, though, that's not necessarily bad news, okay? When you get this message of something being ending or something stopping, cut off, removed, taken away, whatever the case may be, this is something that's going to work out in your favor, and I can say that because it's in the upright position. Page of Pentacles here. You're going to get some good news as it relates to money. I'm feeling very strongly like these two are probably going to be related. Let's say you get the news that, someone is being laid off, or someone is being fired, or someone is being, someone quits, or whatever the case may be. Now that creates an opportunity for you to get a raise, get promoted, take on new responsibilities that are going to benefit you financially. Okay, so just know that once we hit the second half of July, you definitely have some positive messages, some good news coming. And I can say that because not only did these two pages show up in the positive position, but we also have them landing on these two cards here. Nine of Cups, the Wish card, the World card, literally your world coming together. So that's very, very good. All right, Sagittarius, let's see what else shows up for you for July 2020 as it relates to your money, wealth, finances, prosperity, and abundance. What do we need to know for the sign of Sagittarius? Okay, that Nine of Wands card, we also, I think we saw him here. All right. What else is going on for Sagittarius? I feel like we need one more card. Yep, we do. All right, Sagittarius. Let's move everybody down here. All right, and I'm feeling like that top card. Yes. Okay. All right, Sagittarius, as we close out July, you're going to see things start kind of happening, and it's going to feel kind of jagged, right? It's like this area, things are taking off, but this area, things are not moving, okay? But you're going to have to, you're just going to kind of have to roll with it. You're going to see that there's going to be little bits and pieces here of things happening. And even though it's going to feel a little scattered and a little disjointed, just know it's all going to come together for you, okay? You're just going to kind of have to deal with this up and down, back and forth instability for a little while. But you're going to be okay. I can tell you that right now. Two of Pentacles, you're going to have to be juggling your finances a little bit. I'm feeling like this is business related, okay? Maybe you're going to have to postpone ordering new equipment, or maybe you're going to have to, focus on paying your taxes, and so things kind of have to be put on hold. That's what I'm getting here. The taxes energy is very heavy. Remember, our taxes are due if you are self-employed. The IRS has extended the tax deadline to July 15th. So maybe that's just what I had to share that because that's what came through loud and clear. Next, we have the Nine of Wands. You're going to be feeling a little defeated. It could be in relation to this tax issue here. Whatever the case may be, just know it's temporary. It's not going to take you out of the game. I think I've said that before. It's just part of the process. It's part of the reality that we have to deal with, okay? Just know that you're going to be fine. You're going to recover, and you're going to be bigger, stronger, more successful than what you had thought, okay? Your feelings are normal. However, don't wallow in those feelings and don't allow those feelings to influence your ability to take positive, inspired action. Next, we have the Knight of Swords. Now, this talks about things happening quickly. It's right next to the Chariot, which means things are going in different directions, right? Things are happening, things are moving at a very quick, rapid pace. However, like I said, this is where that scattered stuff comes in. It's like, wow, this is taking off, and now this is taking off. Oh, wow, and now this is taking off. It's like you have, several things all, on fire right now, and you're trying to figure out, what do I do? Where do I put my time? Where do I put my attention? I don't have an answer for that, and you probably won't know either. You're just going to have to do your best. But just trust that this is definitely setting you up for success. It's definitely something that's propelling you and preparing you for that next level. You're just going to have to know how to be a master, a magician in some way to get it all done. But like I said, that's only temporary. Things will be coming back into balance very soon after that. We have the Queen of Wands here. This talks about, something at the workplace. Changes are definitely going to be affecting you too. This is also something where, changes happen at work, and you're going to be feeling those changes, and you're just going to have to deal with that. This is not necessarily anything negative, but it could be something unexpected. Changes in the workplace. Maybe you have new procedures. Maybe you have, a new office layout. It could be just some type of change to the work environment. That's what this is about here. And it's probably going to be something new, different, and uncomfortable. But once you kind of get used to it, it just becomes your new normal. But this is talking about some type of work environment change. You're going to be okay. It's not anything negative. It's just something probably more inconvenient than anything else. But as things go on, you can see that things are going to come back into balance for you very, very quickly. Once you kind of move through this, pace of things happening all at once, you're going to see that things will settle into balance once we close out July. We also have the Seven of Cups here in the reverse. The Seven of Cups in reverse means that you're not going to have to make a whole lot of choices here. A lot of things are going to fall away on their own, and that's going to free you up in more ways than one. Now, this Temperance card is something I really want you to pay attention to because it fell onto the 2 pages, right? Now, this is some positive information coming your way in the second half of July. Okay, and like I said, a lot of things that were on your plate are just going to fall away one by one. So you don't need to stress about it. Things are going to settle for you in a very positive, a much more controlled way. It's going to feel a little scattered and out of control, but you'll see as time, and as the days progress, you're going to be like, I can breathe. Yes, things are starting to kind of, take care of themselves, or someone steps in and, they start to take on some things. And so you're not going to have such a full plate once we move towards the end of July. So Sagittarius, this month really is all about you preparing and really kind of thinking about how you're going to spend your time and how you're going to take action and what you're going to do and how you're going to figure things out, right? You may not have all the answers, once we go into the new month, but it's okay because things will show up, things will happen that will support you in the goals that you're trying to achieve. So don't stress it, okay? It's going to feel a little scattered. It's going to feel disjointed at first, but if you can just kind of move through it as best as you can, things will definitely be okay. All right, Sagittarius, let's go ahead and close out your reading with a Goddess Power Oracle card. And let's see what shows up for you. Card number 20, Hera, the card of alliance. Ooh, interesting. Okay. So who are you aligning yourself with? Or are you kind of doing this in your own self-alliance? Are you really kind of taking a step back and seeing who is definitely going to kind of partner with you in a very powerful way? Very interesting, this card, alliance. So that's something to think about throughout the month of July too, Sagittarius. Who are you aligning not only yourself with, but your goals? Are you aligning your goals with things that are meaningful and powerful for you? Something to think about. All right, Sagittarius, well, I hope you enjoyed this reading. I hope it was helpful. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, observations, feel free to drop those down in the comment section below. And if you would like to connect with me for a private reading, I will have that information for you in the description. I have been very, very busy the past couple of months with readings. I want to say thank you all so much. If you are interested in getting a reading, though, I do invite you to book those quickly, because I'm not sure exactly how the month of July and August is going to go for me. All right, everyone, thank you so much for taking the time to watch and spending this time with me. We will definitely do it all again next month.